on the light now. Focus on it right now. You need to focus on the light now. Focus on it right now.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Markel. Welcome to the Lion's Den. Safe place for the wild ones. You know what I'm saying? Come collective, come together. We're here to get educated. We're here to get inspired. We're here to learn a little something. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all had a happy new year. Hope y'all are blessed and highly favored. Why? Because we walk with the Most High. Power to the Most High and those who walk in Him. You heard? Now that you received the word, let's get into today's content. You know how to get a little corny with it, but you know what it is. So, y'all heard about this whole Billie Eilish thing, right? I mean, by now, I feel like most people have heard about it. But I was looking at the Howard Stern interview, and there's a lot of different stuff going on, honestly. She seems to have said a lot in that interview. Everyone's really focused on how she talked about porn. We're going to get into that. She also talked about some of the different TikTok trends. We're going to get into that. So I'm going to do it video by video because the whole interview isn't up here and no one's trying to watch the whole interview right now. Just like the different points and different things that she talked about within it, and go over some of this stuff and how it relates in today's culture. So we're about to just go ahead and get into the video. Keep it short, keep it brief today because I feel like a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people have already asked me to comment on it in general. So let's see what we got going on.
Why were we talking about? What were you just?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Because I've been so hyper aware of this lately, TikTok is so funny. I love TikTok. It brings me joy. It's funny. People are funny. They have fun. I want people to feel themselves. I want people to feel hot.
Music on TikTok.
You find music, you find people,
Cool.
you think
Cool
people are
platform.
cool. But I am really upset by the hypersexualization of
Super young.
women and men and anybody that doesn't conform to a gender.
Bro, Phineas just said something in there too. Like, it's super young. That's the problem. It's so weird. I'm gonna let her keep talking, but yo, that's what's getting at me. Like how young you can be on this app and how young some of the girls and guys are on here posting sexual content.
But because it's horrible to me because TikTok, you could be any age. You just get the app. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
basically-
crazy. That.
It is
agree.
a kids app. People think of it as a kids app. There's literally a trend that makes me, and people don't even realize that it's like, you know, a song. Who cares? The song is fine. Whatever. People can make songs. It's a good song. Whatever. It's like fuck me like you want me, and it's like the beat is like.
Is that allowed to be on YouTube? Oh, I gotta bleep that out or something.
The sound of like a bed creaking, right? So it's like a sexual song.
Yo, and I know which trend she's talking about. It's crazy. Yo, yeah, no. That John is. It's weird because you don't know if you're looking at like a 16 or 15-year-old girl talking about me like you want me with the bed creak noise. It's so weird. And
Whatever. I love sexual songs. Love them. But the trend is like you hold your phone like this, and then you go like.
You like
And what? Bounce your tits?
You go like this. No, you like make you like do
Yeah,
a body
bro.
movement that looks like you're on top.
Fucking.
And then you like go like as if you're having sex, and it just pops up on your phone, and I'm like, guys, this is literally porn. It's just like you're pretending. It's
you
fucking
made a
crazy.
really good
There's
point.
Kids everywhere, all over the app. That would traumatize me if I saw that when I was a kid. Traumatize me.
You're
Dude.
bringing up such a good thing because I'm telling you, man, if I had had that shit when I was 14, I would have been way overly sexualized. And I would have assumed what women want was like way more violent, probably. You know, there was an innocence.
Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
bro, I kind of wish that interview was longer because it's so crazy she brought up that. Oh Lord have mercy. It's so crazy she brought up that trend of like all the different TikTok trends because that's so straightforward. Honestly, there's a lot of sexualization going on TikTok. There's a lot. It's subtle. It's really discreet. But if you're paying attention, you will see this constantly. This subtle and discreet hyper-sexualization, hyper-focus on women's bodies, hyper-focus on men's bodies, hyper-focus on beauty. And that's what's making them popular. And it's what's being received. Why? Because obviously, so many Americans, and not just Americans, so many people in general around the world are addicted and consume sexual content because of the pleasure they receive inside of watching it. It's a known fact. It's not something you can really argue. We see it in our movies. We see it in our TV shows. We have it in our books. We have it in our books turned to movies. Shout out 60 Shades of Grey. Shout out 50 Shades of Grey. We see it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. I think it's all about money, honestly. I believe that it's all about what sells, and it sells because that's what they've told us is important. So they are, in a sense, trying to sexualize our minds at a young age so that we will become more and more addicted to this content that they can keep pushing to us and keep making money off of it. I think it's a cycle. There is something demonic about it. It's feeding off of our energy. And if you know anything about sexual integrity and sexual energy inside of spirituality, you know that that thing is sacred. You know that your sexual energy is sacred. If you have command of your sexual energy, you are able to convert that energy in many different ways. You don't even have to be a believer in my God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in Yeshua HaMashiach. That's his real name, his Hebrew name. But many men, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, I don't know that they subscribe to a specific God, but I know that they have a whole chapter talking about sexual conversion, or I forget what the chapter's name is specifically, but taking your energy, your sexual energy, and moving it into a different area of your life so that you can, and changing it into creative energy, essentially, using it to fuel you. When you're in command of your mind, body, and spirit, when you're one with the Creator, it is almost a one-on-one that he shows you. It's almost like lesson 1 that he shows you. This is not a game. You have to maintain control of your sexual energy because they will use it for their own profit, and they will continue to suck and suck and suck from you, building your lust, building up your need for this content to the point where you're so distracted and so manipulated by them. And then you get manipulated by people in the everyday world, and you end up in bad situations that you shouldn't have been in the first place. You might not have been in the first place if you had control of yourself, which is the only thing we should be controlling at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that people think about too often at our age, but I've personally been trying and you know, I started watching porn at 13 years old. 13 years old. It was easy access for me. Easy access for me. And we're not going to get into how that all started today specifically. It's tragic that another kid who was being abused at home introduced it to me. He was being sexually abused at home, introduced it to me. But it's tragic. But 13 years old, and I to this day struggle not to click in and type in and watch porn, bro. It's so hard not to do that. It's so hard not to take my own control or to take it into my own hands and create my own sexual pleasure because it's so accessible. It's right there. But at the same time, it's all about goal orienting. For me, it's been easier recognizing, is this action, and with every action I take, is this action I'm about to take helping me with forward momentum towards my goal, or is it a completely opposite direction? Is it keeping me stagnant? You know? And we have to think about that with everything we do. Is what I'm doing aligned with the Creator's will for me, which is love and which is abundance, which most importantly is getting closer to Him, is getting closer to His likeness? Or is it bringing me closer into the world, which at the end of the day will leave me a slave to whatever men create for me? No one wants that shit. I'm sorry, YouTube. No one wants that shit. Anyway, we gotta go to the next video because that was just her talking about TikTok. TikTok, I don't really have a big problem with TikTok. I think it's whatever. I think TikTok's got like a whole... I personally don't get on it like that. But TikTok has a lot of different issues. It also has a lot of different positivities. Maybe we save that for a separate video. In short, I think TikTok is something that, you know, I don't think kids should be on it, to be honest. I don't think kids should be on it. everyone who gets on that app wants to become a celebrity or wants to become an influencer. It's crazy.
Design today. A big idea, a new opportunity, an inspired community. With Canva, you can. Start designing for free at canva.com.
I actually need Canva to sponsor me real quick because I like Canva. Alright, so this next video we're going to watch is her talking about specifically her porn addictions and specifically her dating life. And this is from Access, so we're going to be listening to like a lady go over it too, because I couldn't really find these clips myself, at least with her talking, so this is what we got.
Revealed she first watched porn when she was 11 years old.
As a woman, I think porn is a disgrace, and I used to watch a lot of porn, to be honest. I started watching porn when I was like 11. Wow. And, you know, I didn't understand why it was a bad thing. I thought that's how you learned how to have sex.
The bad guy songstress told Howard that watching it helped her feel like, quote, one of the guys, and that she would talk about porn before she realized how bad it was.
I think it really destroyed my brain, and I feel incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn. I think that I had like sleep paralysis and these like almost like night terror / just nightmares because of it. I think that's how they started, because I would just watch abusive, you know, BDSM, and that's what I thought was attractive, and I just didn't. It got to a point where I couldn't watch anything else, like unless it was violent. I didn't think it was attractive, and I was a virgin. I'd never done anything.
Damn.
Billie added that watching abusive.
Damn, bro. Like, is that not sad? Like, what the
Porn led to problems when she started getting sexually active.
The first few times I, you know, had sex, I was not saying no to things that were not good. And it's because I thought that that's what I was supposed to be attracted to. And I'm so angry that porn is so loved, and I'm so angry at myself for thinking that it was okay, and it just is the way that like vaginas look in porn is crazy. No vaginas look like that. Women's bodies don't look like that. We don't come like that. We don't enjoy things that are what it looks like people are enjoying.
The Golden Globe nominee, who is usually pretty hush about her dating life, talked about how hard it is for a celebrity to find romance.
I'm not a serial dater. I'm not a person that goes and looks for people. I'm not. I'm just.
Billie isn't at the club.
No, I don't go to stuff and flirt with people. It's really hard to meet people when, you know, people are either terrified of you or think you're out of their league, or that they could, you know, it's hard. It is hard. And I definitely, like last year, thought I would be single for the rest of my life. It was a great,
That's depressing.
Realistic thing to be thinking, but I genuinely couldn't even picture myself in a relationship of any sort, and I got over that pretty fast.
Good for her, by the way. Good for her for getting over that. Like, your paradigm, your perception is reality. So if that's what you believe, that's what it's going to be. But you determine. You get to determine some of these things, especially things like this. You get to determine your mindset and the reality that you believe of yourself and the people around you. Or you don't get to determine other people's reality. I don't mean that, but you get to determine your mindset about the people around you and yourself.
The virus in August.
It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I didn't die, and I wasn't gonna die, but
that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But, dude, the number one problem that I am seeing with porn, the number one problem that I'm seeing as a man, from my personal experiences, is confidence. Confidence and, honestly, developing relationships. And I'm not just talking about developing relationships with people, although that is a huge thing as well. I never really struggled that hard even though I watched porn and was addicted to it, I didn't struggle with relationships with people through the grace of God and through the grace of me trying to quit so often. And now that I've been off of porn for a minute, I'm seeing that it is even easier for me to develop relationships, and I see where it hindered. But even developing a relationship with yourself, this is where, and with God, this is where porn hinders so greatly. I'm an artist, so I perform on a stage. I perform in front of the camera. Although, honestly, when I'm with you guys, it feels like I'm just not even really performing, I'm just being myself. But even still, I'm here and I have to talk to you guys. I have to have some form of confidence in what I say and what I do in these situations, and every single person has to have a confidence in themselves. But if they are doing an act secretly, if they are secretly doing an act that they hate, that they've been trying to stop, if they secretly have this low respect for themselves because they cannot stick to their word, then they start to feel very insecure with themselves. They start to feel very insecure. I should say we, because this is what I felt. We start to feel very insecure with ourselves. We start to feel as though we can't overcome this thing, and that there are things that are just bigger than us in this world that we can't overcome. But that's the thing. When you're tied to the Creator, and when you are tied to this true power that is igniting you, that gives you life, the power of life, the thing that fills all space and time and life itself, when you are powered and connected with that thing, there isn't anything bigger than that. Therefore, there isn't anything that you can't overcome. But when you are constantly making decisions and choices, because I do believe we have free will, when you're constantly making decisions and choices that are catering towards fear, that are catering towards insecurity, that are catering towards running towards pleasure and away from responsibility, then you start to think less of yourself, and your ability to perform diminishes and decreases. Whether that's perform sexually, whether that's perform on stage, whether that's just talking to a new person, your ability to create relationships with yourself, God, and other people is hindered and broken down by porn, because your energy is being stolen. If you want to look at it in a more logical or scientific way, your focus is now diverted towards gaining pleasure, like a rat in a maze whose only stimulant is what the scientists who placed them in there give to them. None of us had a choice about being here. But while we're here, there are men and women with power who would manipulate us for their own personal gain. So the stimulants they provide us are the stimulants we run towards. You can see in a sense that your time is being stolen. You can see in a sense that your choice is being stolen but the truth is you're giving it away. They can't take this from you. That's what you got to understand. They can't take this from you. It's surrounding us, but I'm telling you, I've surrounded myself with people and men. It's important, my guys, my young men, my guys. It's important to surround yourself with like-minded men. It's important to surround yourself with like-minded women. It's important to see people, as spiritual essences, as vessels of the Creator, as gods as many gods inside of gods, as the text says in the Bible. The gods of this earth roam, and they know not what they are doing. Jesus says, doesn't your own text call you a god? Many gods, many creators, made in the likeness of His image, who is the great Creator. We're here to create. We're here to love for the time being. We can't allow our energy to be stolen by those who saw the opportunity to manipulate us. Everything that Billie is such a powerful, powerful being. She has the ability to sway masses, and she's such a special individual, so connected to her inner being, so connected to the people around her, and so authentic. She's on a journey of creation that not a lot of artists get to be at her age, and she's so talented in doing it. But it's more than talent that's there. It's her strength. It's her strength in deciding, I'm not gonna go with the masses. I'm gonna go against the masses. I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna be who I am, and I'm gonna rely and trust on the natural talent that I have to take me places, and not gonna subscribe to what other people tell me. And during that journey, things are gonna get in her way, like porn, like people trying to manipulate her, like her own self, like her own self, you know, and her own paradigms that blocked her from building relationships. But I'm really proud of Billie for speaking out about this. I'm really proud of her for, man, she's just beautiful. She just has a beautiful essence. You know, I know a lot of people are iffy about her. They have their own opinions, but I've never had a conversation with her. I've never met her. But you know what I'm saying? She came hard. She came hard and swatted down something that people idolize, porn. There are still men today who think it is for their benefit, who think that it is good for them. It's just like, what the oh my God, like how, bro? It's destroying lives. It's destroying lives. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. Your boy could talk for more hours. For minutes, he could talk. So, subscribe to the Lion's Den. I have so much more to share with you. This is a safe place for the wild ones. Whatever opinion, whatever religion, wherever you come from, whatever you believe in, I want to have a conversation with you. Send me videos. Let me know what you want me to discuss. And let's start talking, man. Power to the Most High and those who walk in Him. Blessed be your name. And blessed be your day. I'll see you later.
I was pretty sure I would never end up selling dope in the city with targets on my back. But I was never sure if I would end up with a knee on my throat anyway, cause I was black. I was seeing angels around me, but demons I was steady channeling. Y'all niggas judging me, y'all could never understand these things. I was steady bugging since a youngin', having thoughts of most. Y'all still ain't have a 40 while you chugging on a 40. I'm different, I'm on a mission. Focus on the light now. Focus on it right now. You need to focus on the light now. Focus on it right